Have you ever walked into a room and felt like the air shifted, like an unspoken tension hung in the atmosphere, yet no one dared to acknowledge it? Maybe it's a co-worker whose smile doesn't quite reach their eyes, or a friend whose enthusiasm for your successes feels just a little too forced. It's unsettling, isn't it? The idea that someone might dislike you but hides it behind a mask of civility can gnaw at your peace of mind. But here's the thing. They're leaving clues. Tiny, almost imperceptible signs that slip through the cracks of their facade. And today, we're diving deep into these hidden signals, using the lens of Stoic philosophy to uncover how to recognize them and, most importantly, how to respond with wisdom and calm. It's important to understand why this matters. Hidden dislike doesn't just affect our relationships. It can also impact our confidence, decisions, and overall well-being. The uncertainty of not knowing who's genuinely in your corner can make you question your instincts. But the good news is, once you learn to spot these subtle signs, you'll feel empowered to navigate social dynamics with clarity and strength. Stay with me until the end, because the last sign we'll explore is not only the most surprising, but also the most revealing. Let's get started. Chapter 1. The Dance of Micro-Expressions. Picture this. You're sharing good news with a group of friends. Everyone seems genuinely happy for you, except for one person. Their face falters for just a split second before they recover with a smile. It's subtle, almost too subtle to notice, but that fleeting expression betrays their true feelings. This is the power of micro-expressions, those involuntary facial movements that reveal what's happening beneath the surface. Micro-expressions are like whispers of the subconscious. They flash across someone's face in less than a second, often too quickly for untrained eyes to catch, but they're there, and they're telling a story. In ancient Stoic philosophy, one of the key teachings is to observe without judgment. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it." By cultivating this calm, observational mindset, you can train yourself to notice these micro-expressions without overreacting or jumping to conclusions. For example, let's say a coworker gives you a compliment, but their eyebrows twitch downward or their lips tighten for a fraction of a second. This might indicate that their words don't align with their true feelings. Instead of confronting them outright, a Stoic approach would be to file this observation away and consider the broader context before deciding how to act. Over time, you may start to see a pattern emerge, which can help you understand their true disposition. Chapter 2. The Subtle Sabotage. Imagine this. You're working on a team project, and one person always seems to forget to include you in important updates. They frame it as an innocent mistake, but it happens repeatedly. This pattern of subtle sabotage is a classic sign of hidden dislike. The Stoics believed in focusing on what is within your control. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When you notice someone's actions undermining you, resist the urge to lash out or engage in petty retaliation. Instead, calmly address the issue. For instance, you might say, "I noticed I wasn't included in the last email chain. Can we make sure I'm looped in moving forward?" This direct yet composed approach forces them to confront their behavior without giving them ammunition to escalate the conflict. A personal story to illustrate this. I once had a colleague who consistently forgot to invite me to key meetings. Initially, I felt frustrated and even doubted my own importance in the team. But instead of reacting emotionally, I started documenting these incidents and politely brought them up with our manager during a routine check-in. The issue resolved quickly, and I maintained my professionalism throughout. This not only earned me respect, but also reaffirmed my belief in Stoic principles. Chapter 3. The Disguised Critic. Have you ever been on the receiving end of a joke that felt more like a thinly veiled insult? Perhaps a friend comments on your outfit with a laugh, saying, "Bold choice." Not everyone could pull that off. These disguised criticisms often reveal underlying resentment or envy. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, advised, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." In other words, surround yourself with people who uplift you, not those who drag you down with cutting remarks disguised as humor. To navigate such situations, respond with grace. If the comment bothers you, you might say, "That's an interesting perspective. What do you mean by that?" This puts the ball back in their court and often diffuses the tension without creating a confrontation. By remaining calm and composed, you uphold your dignity and demonstrate emotional resilience, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. For example, during a family gathering, a relative once made a sarcastic comment about my career. Instead of reacting, I smiled and calmly asked for clarification. Their discomfort became evident, and they quickly changed the subject. Over time, this approach has helped me maintain my peace, while subtly signaling that such behavior won't rattle me. Chapter 4. The Withholding of Praise. Now consider this scenario. You accomplish something significant, and most people in your circle congratulate you. But there's one person who remains conspicuously silent. They might even downplay your achievement or change the subject altogether. This withholding of praise can be a subtle yet powerful indicator of hidden dislike. The Stoics teach us to seek validation from within rather than relying on external approval. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them. And it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now. So, when someone withholds praise, remind yourself that their opinion doesn't define your worth. Celebrate your achievements privately or with those who genuinely support you. For example, after receiving an award at work, I once noticed a colleague's lukewarm reaction. Instead of fixating on their indifference, I chose to focus on the people who did celebrate with me. It's a simple shift in perspective that makes all the difference. By doing so, you shield yourself from unnecessary negativity. Chapter 5. The Evasive Conversationalist. Have you ever noticed someone dodging your attempts at meaningful conversation? Perhaps they give curt answers, avoid eye contact, or redirect the discussion to themselves. This evasiveness can signal discomfort or disinterest, and sometimes hidden dislike. The Stoic approach here is to avoid taking it personally. As Epictetus put it, other people's views and troubles can be contagious. Don't sabotage yourself by unwittingly adopting negative, unproductive attitudes through your associations with others. Instead of chasing their approval or forcing a connection, focus on those who reciprocate your energy. For example, I once had an acquaintance who seemed perpetually disinterested in our conversations. Initially, I felt hurt and questioned what I might be doing wrong. Eventually, I stopped initiating interactions and redirected my energy toward more fulfilling relationships. Over time, I felt lighter and more at peace, proving the wisdom of letting go of unproductive connections. Chapter 6. The Backhanded Compliment. A classic sign of hidden dislike is the backhanded compliment, a remark that appears flattering on the surface, but carries an undercurrent of criticism. For instance, someone might say, "Wow, you've done so well for someone with no formal training." In moments like these, the Stoic principle of apatheia, freedom from emotional disturbance, can be your guiding light. Instead of reacting defensively, acknowledge the comment with a neutral response. You might say, "Thank you," and leave it at that. By refusing to engage with their negativity, you maintain your composure and deny them the satisfaction of a reaction. A personal anecdote. During a work event, a colleague once complimented my presentation in a way that felt more like a dig at my qualifications. Instead of dwelling on it, I chose to focus on the positive feedback I received from others. This mindset allowed me to rise above their negativity and stay focused on what truly mattered. Chapter 7. The absence of effort. Finally, let's talk about effort, or the lack thereof. When someone dislikes you, they often make little to no effort to maintain the relationship. They might cancel plans frequently, respond to your messages with delays, or show a general lack of interest in your life. The Stoics remind us to focus on what we can control, our own actions and attitudes. If someone consistently demonstrates a lack of effort, accept it as a reflection of their priorities, not your worth. As Marcus Aurelius advised, receive without pride, let go without attachment. For example, I once had a friend who repeatedly cancelled plans at the last minute. After recognizing this pattern, I stopped initiating and allowed the friendship to fade naturally. While it was initially painful, I ultimately felt a sense of liberation and clarity. Letting go of one-sided relationships creates space for deeper, more meaningful connections. Conclusion. So, what should you do when you recognize these secret signs of hidden dislike? The answer lies in Stoic philosophy. Observe without judgment, respond with calm, and focus on what you can control. By cultivating inner resilience and detachment, you free yourself from the emotional turmoil of others' hidden feelings. Remember, the goal isn't to confront or change those who dislike you. Instead, it's about protecting your peace and channeling your energy toward relationships that enrich your life. As you navigate these subtle dynamics, keep the wisdom of the Stoics close to heart. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more insights grounded in philosophy and practical wisdom. Until next time, stay calm, stay strong, and stay true to yourself.